What exactly just happened? Where are we? What am I doing again?
6 birds in a trench coat, building a zoo.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Exhibitat Zoo, where we put habitat animals in exhibit-sized boxes. From the smallest animals to the significantly larger ones, while making sure that we satisfy their space needs, social needs, enrichment needs, and everything else, keeping happiness at 95% or above. In the last episode, we added the 9-banded armadillo. I love these guys. And we built this super fancy looking habitat for the capuchin monkeys. Now today, in this very empty looking habitat box, we're going to be putting in Nyalas. And they can live perfectly happily, just one individual on 300 square meters. But if I'm able to pull off 345, I'm going to put in 2 and have them breed. Before I do that, however, I want to make sure that my many hungry guests can get something to eat over here. So we're just going to be putting in a very simple little dining area. I'm going to use the same benches and everything that I've been using everywhere else. Guest facilities. Food. Actually, if I go in here, then I'm just going to grab a base game shop shelf. And another one there. Let's just expand this one like that. So much deleting feels very repeating. Goodness me. Plop plop. Look at that. Let's add some food stalls. So what do we want to eat here? We want hot dogs. And copy the whole shebang except the hot dogs and put those over there. So now we have hot dogs over here, and we also want energy. And then over here, let's put some soda and fries. Ta-da! Now we just need some kind of a decoration. Let's go into construction and say blueprints only. Aquatic nature scene. You know what? Let's do that one. Then the only thing we need is to go in here and search bar because we want the barriers. And now that we have surrounded the thing with barriers to prevent the ugliness of guests walking through things, we lower them all into the ground to prevent the ugliness of the barriers. Now this place was sort of a blue and purple thing, so let's give this area a different color scheme with some orange flowers. Where have all the flowers gone? I suppose we could put some leaves over here. Not really sure why we have leaves here, but now we do. Look at the pretty leaves. What else do we have that's orange? Wait, are these? Those are flecks of color. Nice. I'll put these out here. Copy it, turn random rotation on, and kind of go berserk. Flop, 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 flop. Not really sure what kind of a gardener they hired to do this, but their measurements are a bit off. Heavy soil, heavy intensity. Wait, these things are also cute. The leaves are still going to be there. Oh well, they're fertilizer. Just put in flowers and do the same thing over here. Pretty. A tree there, a different tree here, some smaller trees there, and there, and there, and there. Maybe not exactly like that. And a few more benches next to the sculpture thingy. There we go. We could, of course, put stuff on the tables or umbrellas or something. Yeah, actually, let's just really quickly do that. Now, yes. So if we make a purple one for this area, yes. Let's make you orange. It's kind of an aggressive orange, isn't it? Oh well. Now people can eat. Let's give them some animals to look at. Starting by going into animal trading, not koala, Nyala. And I'm just going to grab both of them immediately and put them in here. Woohoo! you have significant issues. You have no enrichment, and you have not enough space at all. 330 is what we need with the 2 adults. 345 is what we would need with a baby. They need more long grass and also more soil. Click, 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 click. Grassing it up. More soil. Why do I keep glitching through walls? This is very unprofessional camera work. Now these little currently paused cutie pies live in tropical and grasslands areas of Africa. Let's see. Neat. Really strange. Kind of pretty, but oh my god, that is so 2020s. Facilities without power. Oh, right. Probably should have considered that. Facilities. Utilities. Solar thing. Path. Plop. There we go. Probably gonna have to include it in a work zone at some point when it breaks, but let's not fiddle it. Where are we? Oh, here. Where we are is square one. Okay, you know what? First, I want to see how low can we go? If I put the thing at this height, will you be able to walk under it? Yes, that's pretty good actually. And if I bring it down slightly further? Nope. That is the height that it needs to be at. Now, I'm not going to be using these panels. I think I'm just going to go for the mud panels like I've done before because it just works well. Put you here. Get rid of those 2. Ooh, I have an idea. What if we create the usual first floor down here, or I guess second floor if you're American because you count the ground floor, and then we move this one up here, angle snap, rotate, angle snap off, and then we make a ramp just on the back part of that. Copy in place, rotate relative to world axis with angle snap, and move it over there. Copy in place. Take this one again, and we still have angle snap on. Yep, nice. Less nice, yet utterly fixable. This, and this. Move. Move more. No. In fact, I'm pretty sure they can walk up and down slopes more steep than that. Yeah. Okay. That's probably about right. Ooh. Ugh. More micro adjustments. Yeah, so everything is floating. That will not always be the case. You know what? No, you don't. Now you do. That's it. I'm moving the thing up there. And then I'm copying the thing in place and doing this. Because now we're making another layer. And in order to get that layer to be the correct height in relation to this layer, I'm doing this, and then I'm taking that one and moving them. I mean, because if they can fit here, then now logically they should be able to. Why does it look smaller? Recalculating. Yeah, I am going to need to bring this one up a bit. So when I said it looked smaller, I was right, despite attempting to be smart about it. Now what? Yes. Yes, 340, which means this will work because I fully intend to expand those 2. 372. Now all we have to do is make this look not idiotic. So the thing I need to do is make sure that this stuff does not look like it's just floating because these are not aliens, but at the same time have it so that we can actually look in here. And I'm actually going to start by visually attaching them to the wall a little bit better. See, already it looks less floating. There are obviously some things still needing to be fixed. Yes. Now, what I need to do over here is block off, because they're not going to be able to walk in there anyway. I mean, the babies might, but I need to block this part off without getting underneath here. I'm not going to be using this giant one. I'm just going to use its angle. Bring it down, because then I have this line, which is what I want. And also means that you are going to need to be, that's problematic. Well, that means that you are actually going to be there instead. I could, no, I could not. Tiny adjustment. Now this area is going to be tricky, unless, does this fit? Oh, that is so close. That is so close that the easiest thing to do here is just to make it fit by moving the ramp. Do this and this. There we go. Slightly up. You, and you, and you. Slightly down. Also gonna need to move that one so it's not as overlappity, which means more micro adjustments. And the same thing over here. Okay. Grab this one in order to use its angle for that one. Or we could have just copied one of the other ones where we already did that exact thing, but why do it the easy way? Now we just have to repeat the annoying thing we just did up here, down here. But because we have soil underneath, it's gonna be a lot easier, because we can just sink the thing down, all the way down. Is this the point where we start using glass in here because people have to see the animals? But no, it isn't. Because we have, that's not very pretty. And obviously I could just use a different, like the limestone one, and recolor it, but I kind of want to have the texture of these. I could, up here, just put in one of these panels. Oh, can we stop doing that? Freaking pillar. Yep, I'm going to do that instead. Everywhere. And because we have soil underneath, and it is all about piece count, not piece size, I'm just going to do that. Sink the long ones into the ground. Now the one on the corner has two sides. Let's take this one. There. I just hope that these corners are not going to be too tight. I mean, obviously we're going to lose a bit of traversable area in here and around the other things, but I hope they can walk through, say, a place like this, not losing too much traversable area. And this part looks like it needs more support simply because it looks heavier. See, it looks like a very thick, boxy thing. Maybe if I just... Actually, hiding the door is also not a bad idea. Yeah, so that's better. Oh, this one over here needs some help. I guess, actually, maybe we could use this one. Yes, we can. Which does mean we have a weird-looking floating piece of roof in here, but you can't see it from out here. So now what is your traversable area? It's not gonna... Really? What happened? Oh, you can't walk past that thing. Well, that's definitely a problem that we can fix. So if we grab this one then, and just use the slightly smaller panel, because I don't want it quite as deep as the layer beneath it, but we can just do that. And actually also get rid of these unnecessary blockages. Can you stop flickering? So we grab that one, which is this one, and then we take that one instead, and then we flip it, and we do this view over here. So now this passage is wider, and hopefully that'll give you the space you need. 369, yes. So then we need to give you guys some enrichment, don't we? Yeah, because you're not happy. I mean, you're 83% happy, and I have done pretty much jack squat except stick a bunch of platforms in here. What am I doing again? Yeah, I'm trying to click the animal. Food quality 3. Speaking of food quality, let's give you water. Habitat, food, and water. Let us start with this ugly thing. You know what we can do? We can put it here, where no one will ever see it, except for the fact that it's sticking out on the other side. That's better. Enrichment items, starting with food. Okay, so that one can't fit there because the water is there. But these ramps are actually pretty flat, which should mean that the keeper would be able to walk all the way up here and fill that one. That's nice. Yeah, I like that. Can we just recolor you to be, I guess, a dark green or something? It's not great. Can we just recolor you to be brown? Well, that's definitely not what we want. Kind of want to put a seagull topper on this thing. I mean, I know it's wrong, but is it? No, that gives me an idea for a future video. These are cute. Can we use these as little Nyala don't fall down fences? I mean, they're not gonna actually fall down, but the thing is, these guys are tall enough that stop doing that. That you'll still be able to see them up here. Kind of want to overlap them so that the hate is the thing, but then the flickering start. I want the flickering to not start. There will be no overlapping because I would rather have underlapping. I'll just take this one, move it back a tiny bit, move it over here, and do that. Yeah, I'll just do that. Copy all, move out, move down, move in, move more down. Yeah. Okay, so I really have to watch and make sure this opening is not too narrow all of a sudden, and then they can't, this one over here is making that one too narrow. If I bring you out here, will that solve the issue? Yes. Sometimes the margins you're working with is so narrow. 353, and we just have to keep it to 345 or above. Actually, we could even put this thing beyond the wall. And maybe that way we wouldn't even be losing even that tiny bit of traversable area. Move down and out. Down and out into the Nyalas habitat. Down, out. Whoa. And let's check the same thing again. 354. And now you have more. Absolutely zero loss of traversable area. So the habitat that I'm building in here is definitely less naturalistic than some of the others I have built. But I think that is gonna happen when I start needing to put in more and more space. But it seems like I can actually breed these guys in a box, just as I have been able to do with every species so far. There we are. Actually looks better than I had expected. Okay. So we already have these two pokey up things. Now we need to see if you are happy with your food enrichment. Yes, plenty happy, which also means you have enough for when you have bees. But you still need toys. You're getting a grab ball, and that is 50 out of 60, and then you are getting an herb scent enrichment thing. That's too close to the door, apparently. That's right above the water. That's too close to something. Yeah, that's a wall. That's a roof. This is difficult. Plop. Flatten to foundation because I only want to see the herb, not the ugly plate. You actually need 0 plants. Well, I need more than that. Tropical plants, grasslands plants, blueprints off. I really want some that don't take away any traverse. Let me just check. 369. Play. Bad. What exactly just happened? I can tell you what happened. That thing is blocking everything. No? That's not the issue? What's the issue? Suddenly you can't get up here? Why? What is the issue? Why is it this? Okay, let's try again. What is wrong with you? Is it you? It makes no sense if it's this one and not that one. This is wider than this. Okay, all of these. And move them out here, where they don't belong. And I'm deliberately clicking the largest of the animals. I don't know if it makes a difference. Now you can get up here, but you can't get down there. So these things are actually to blame. Okay. Change of plans. I'm going to make the entire ramp wider, but really not by much. Grab all of, nope, these, not you, but all of you, and you, and you, and not you, and also you, and move you in. You know what? This is super irritating because in order to make that wider, I have to move the one grid piece. I really should have started, from up here. Probably should have considered that. So move that one in. Something else, just making a tiny little adjustment here. Freaking millimeter. Now can you do the thing? Yes. 367. Yes. So what I actually think I'm going to do plant-wise is only do the walls. And then use some of these on the ground. I could even add some of these up here if I want more of a plant look, which I think I do. Yeah, that works. Medium leaves over here. I mean, I know they say don't poop where you eat, but there's no rule against sleeping where you eat, right? Who am I kidding? We've all had cookies in bed, haven't we? I mean, if you're not supposed to poop where you eat, I guess you're also not supposed to eat where you poop, but if your bathtub is in the same room as your toilet and you have snacks in the bath after a long day, is that wrong? And also, am I putting in too many of these leaves? I don't think I am. And this is my darn zoo. My zoo, my rules, many leaves. Okay, I might be getting to a point where it's ridiculous. No, it's fine. I'll even add a few more. All the leaves are green, and they're everywhere. I might add one, actual plant over here, right down in front, like a banana palm. It's kind of sticking into the wall, which I also don't want. And that is too far out, so that's going to be a no. If I do like that, sort of sink it in a little bit more. Yep, that's a yep. But now I want a plant over here as well. Ugh. The more plants you add, the more plants you want. I guess I could, instead of having that one, add a bit of elephant grass. And since I moved this one out, there is no way they can walk through that hole anyway. So let's just add some elephant grass over here as well. Step 1, I'm not going to add any plants. Step 2, add plants. How can you suddenly not fit down here anymore? Okay, I know what happened. The margins are so tiny that when I added these down here, I inadvertently lifted up the ground a tiny bit, which caused them to no longer fit. So I'm just gonna take all of them and just lower them down to that level. Recalculating. Yes. No. What? Okay, so the problem might be these leaves themselves. Now you're totally happy again. Well, then you're not going to be getting leaves under there, are you? But I could put in a little more long grass. What I don't want to do, however, is the thing that I've done before. The thing that I've done before, because I have only ever done one thing, obviously. I want to build trees on the wall. But since the margins are so insane, I'm not going to be able to do it by the ramps. Thin log, 2 meters. I mean, that looks kind of like grass when you flip it upside down. So I think I'm going to add that over here. And also over here. 361, recalculating, 361. Perfect. Which means that adding junk to the wall, at least when you put it that close to the wall, does not affect their ability to walk past the wall. Then we just need to find something that can be the top of the trees. I kind of wish we could do that, but we cannot. No, that's a big no. That's super weird looking. I've used these way too many times. Is there really nothing that fits in your environment and my aesthetic? Okay, I can use these, unless that, messes up your life. Please. Thank you. So, knowing full well that animals consisting of pixels are not sentient, my brain still started wondering whether or not they are sentient while paused. Can you imagine that, going through your life and suddenly everything freezes and you're like, oh, crud, not again. I invented a new tree. I'm considering if perhaps these are the only trees I need, but they are very equidistant, which is not a great look. I do have an idea though. No, that's not part of my idea. That's part of my idea. Simply placing one here, hoping it will not prevent them from walking up this flipping ramp. Putting this one over here with the other grass. That actually looks good. I think maybe a little bit of faux rock. Just sink this one almost all the way in. Grab the color they already have. So those two are they have the same color code right now. I was lucky. You know what? That's gonna be it. It's a bit more open than many of the other habitats. It is also the first one I think we've built in 3 layers since the prairie dogs. What the That was strange. But we do now have Nyalas in a box. We have a pair. They have enough space to have a baby, and they're at 99% happiness. And with that accomplished, I'm gonna go, and you're gonna go, and at some point, we'll all be back. Until then,
Click the birdie!